Days of Our Lives turned Salem into a world of impossible love, shocking returns, family wars, and characters who seemed to survive anything. But behind the drama were real careers, quiet exits, painful losses, and beloved faces whose stories still echo through daytime television history. Sami Brady is one of the most unforgettable troublemakers in Days of Our Lives, the kind of character who proves a soap opera does not need perfect people to create powerful television. Played by Alison Sweeney, born in 1976 in Los Angeles, California, she first took over the role as a teenager in 1993. In 2026, Alison Sweeney is 50. Sami remains compelling because Sweeney made her exhausting, brilliant, selfish, wounded, funny, and fiercely loyal, turning bad choices into something painfully human. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Alison Sweeney became a major daytime figure and also built a wider career in television, hosting, producing, and Hallmark movies. Her Sami Brady endures because redemption in Salem was never simple. It was something she had to keep chasing through love, fear, and chaos. Brady is the restless romantic hero of Days of Our Lives, the rebel whose motorcycle, leather jacket, temper, and loyalty helped define Salem's adventure era. Played by Peter Reckell, born in 1955 in Elkhart, Indiana, he was 28 when he first appeared in 1983. In 2026, Peter Reckell is 71. Beau remains iconic because Reckell made him dangerous, romantic, stubborn, wounded, and deeply devoted beneath the rebellious surface. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Peter Reckell became forever tied to Beau's legendary love story with Hope Brady, a romance built on pursuit, conflict, rescue, sacrifice, loss, and return. His Beau Brady endures because he made rebellion feel passionate, imperfect, and impossible to forget. Alice Horton is the emotional root of Days of Our Lives, the gentle matriarch who made Salem feel like more than a town of secrets, betrayals, and shocking returns. Played by Frances Reid, born in 1914 in Wichita Falls, Texas, she was 50 when the series began in 1965. She passed away in 2010, at 95, leaving behind one of daytime television's most beloved moral centers. Alice remains unforgettable because Reid made kindness feel strong, steady, wise, and deeply human. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Frances Reid became inseparable from the Horton family's legacy, with Alice's warmth, famous donuts, and quiet firmness, giving Salem a place to return to. Her Alice Horton endures because goodness, in her hands, never felt weak. Maggie Horton is one of Salem's quietly resilient hearts in Days of Our Lives, a woman whose strength comes through recovery, compassion, and the courage to keep rebuilding. Played by Suzanne Rogers, born in 1943 in Midland, Maryland, she was 30 when she first appeared in 1973. In 2026, Suzanne Rogers is 83. Maggie remains beloved because Rogers made softness feel durable, showing that gentleness did not mean weakness in a town full of secrets and heartbreak. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Suzanne Rogers became one of the show's longest-running and most trusted performers, giving Maggie emotional depth through love, loss, addiction struggles, family upheaval, and survival. Her Maggie Horton endures because grace can be just as powerful as drama. Dr. Tom Horton is the original patriarch of Days of Our Lives, the doctor, husband, father, and community figure who gave Salem its earliest heartbeat. Played by Macdonald Carey, born in 1913 in Sioux City, Iowa, he was 52 when the show premiered in 1965. He passed away in 1994 at 81, after lung cancer, leaving behind the voice and moral warmth that helped define the series. Tom remains essential because Carey made wisdom feel gentle, trustworthy, and deeply rooted in family. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Macdonald Carey had a long career before daytime television, but Tom Horton became his lasting legacy. His Dr. Tom Horton endures because before Salem became a world of supervillains and impossible returns, he made it feel like a community built on medicine, marriage, and love. Julie Williams is one of the great survivors of Days of Our Lives, a passionate and proud woman whose fire has carried her through decades of changing Salem history. Played by Susan Seaforth Hayes, born in 1943 in Oakland, California, she was 25 when she first appeared as Julie in 1968. In 2026, Susan Seaforth Hayes is 83. Julie remains unforgettable because Hayes made her emotional, theatrical, loyal, difficult, loving, and alive every time she returned to the screen. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Susan Seaforth Hayes became part of one of daytime television's most legendary love stories with Doug Williams, played by her real-life husband Bill Hayes. Her Julie Williams endures because she made passion age beautifully and made Salem's history feel present. Jennifer Horton is one of Salem's sincere but tested heroines in Days of Our Lives, a true Horton whose kindness survives heartbreak, secrets, and impossible romance. Played by Melissa Reeves, born in 1967 in Eatontown, New Jersey, she was 18 when she first took over the role in 1985. In 2026, Melissa Reeves is 59. Jennifer remains beloved because Reeves made optimism feel tested, stubborn, warm, and stronger when it had to fight through pain. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Melissa Reeves became closely tied to Jennifer's love story with Jack Devereaux, a pairing built on forgiveness, humor, growth, and emotional labor. Her Jennifer Horton endures because moral strength feels more powerful when life keeps trying to break it. Kate Roberts is one of Salem's most fascinating power players in Days of Our Lives, a glamorous survivor who refuses to apologize for wanting control. Played by Lauren Koslow, born in 1953 in Boston, Massachusetts, she was 43 when she took over the role in 1996. In 2026, Lauren Koslow is 73. Kate remains compelling because Koslow made her elegant, ruthless, maternal, wounded, calculating, and dangerous in a way that still felt human. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Lauren Koslow became deeply identified with Kate's sharp intelligence, dry humor, business instincts, and fierce love for her children. Her Kate Roberts endures because ambition in Salem could be stylish, protective, destructive, and impossible to ignore. Nicole Walker is one of Days of Our Lives' most complicated survivors, a damaged troublemaker whose pain makes her schemes feel more human than simple villainy. Played by Ariane Zucker, born in 1974 in Napa, California, she first appeared as Nicole in 1998. In 2026, Ariane Zucker is 52. Nicole remains unforgettable because Zucker made her seductive, manipulative, funny, wounded, loving, desperate, and fierce, without reducing her to only a villain or only a victim. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Ariane Zucker became central to Nicole's long journey through romance, betrayal, motherhood storylines, professional reinvention, and heartbreak. Her Nicole Walker endures because brokenness in Salem could look glamorous, messy, emotional, and still worth understanding. Abe Carver is one of Salem's most important steady forces in Days of Our Lives, the man whose integrity gives the town a public conscience. Played by James Reynolds, born in 1946 in Kansas City, Missouri, He was 35 when he first appeared in 1981. In 2026, James Reynolds is 80. Abe remains essential because Reynolds made decency feel active, dignified, restrained, and believable across decades of chaos. Beyond Days of Our Lives, James Reynolds became deeply tied to Abe's roles as police officer, police commissioner, mayor, husband, and father. His Abe Carver endures because moral strength in Salem was not passive. It had to survive grief, corruption, illness, family conflict, and love, shadowed by the DiMera name. Victor Kiriakis is one of Salem's great power players in Days of Our Lives, a ruthless businessman whose menace is sharpened by family loyalty. Played by John Aniston, born in 1933 in Chania, Crete, Greece, he first appeared as Victor in 1985. He passed away in 2022 at 89, leaving behind one of daytime television's most elegant and intimidating figures. Victor remains unforgettable because Aniston made cruelty intelligent, dryly funny, controlled, and complicated by real affection. Beyond Days of Our Lives, John Aniston became forever linked to Victor's authority, his sharp insults, his dangerous protection of family, and his later bond with Maggie. His Victor Kiriakis endures because love and control were never fully separate in his world. Lucas Horton is one of Salem's most recognizably flawed men in Days of Our Lives, a character whose mistakes often come from insecurity, love, jealousy, and regret. Played by Brian Dattilo, born in 1971 in Kankakee, Illinois, he was in his early 20s when he joined the show in 1993. In 2026, Brian Dattilo is 55. Lucas remains memorable because Dattilo made imperfection feel familiar, giving him humor, vulnerability, anger, and the desire to become better than his worst choices. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Brian Dattilo became closely tied to Lucas's messy history with Sammy Brady, Kate Roberts, fatherhood, addiction struggles, and redemption. His Lucas Horton endures because in Salem, becoming better is not a single victory. It is a fight a man has to keep choosing. Kayla Brady is one of the emotional hearts of the Brady family in Days of Our Lives, a healer whose gentleness carries real courage, played by Mary Beth Evans, born in 1961 in Pasadena, California. She was 25 when she first appeared as Kayla in 1986. In 2026, Mary Beth Evans is 65. Kayla remains beloved because Evans made tenderness feel brave, loyal, emotionally earned, and strong enough to survive impossible danger. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Mary Beth Evans became forever tied to Kayla's love story with Steve Patch Johnson, a romance built on softness meeting damage without erasing it. Her Kayla Brady endures because compassion in Salem was never weakness, it was a form of courage. Doug Williams is the charming and musical romantic in Days of Our Lives, the man who brought performance, warmth, and redemption into Salem. Played by Bill Hayes, born in 1925 in Harvey, Illinois, he first appeared in 1970. He passed away in 2024, at 98, leaving behind one of the show's most enduring love stories, and a final farewell felt deeply by longtime fans. Doug remains beloved because Hayes made charm feel sincere, romance feel classic, and growth feel earned. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Bill Hayes became inseparable from Doug's legendary romance with Julie Williams, played by his real-life wife Susan Seaforth Hayes. His Doug Williams endures because Salem's greatest love stories were not only written on screen, sometimes they echoed beautifully in real life. Rafe Hernandez is the modern protector of Days of Our Lives. a grounded law enforcement figure trying to stay steady in a town built on secrets and reversals. Played by Galen Gering, born in 1971 in Los Angeles, California, he was 37 when he first appeared in 2008. In 2026, Galen Gering is 55. Rafe remains memorable because Gering made reliability feel strong, romantic, calm, and quietly wounded. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Galen Gering became tied to Rafe's role as an FBI agent, protector, romantic lead, and public safety figure in Salem. His Rafe Hernandez endures because stability in a soap universe is never simple. Even the dependable man can be tested by love, betrayal, secrets, and loss. Stefano DiMera is one of daytime television's most important villains, a man who feels less like a criminal and more like a force of nature. Played by Joseph Mascolo, born in 1929 in West Hartford, Connecticut, he first appeared as Stefano in 1982. He passed away in 2016 at 87, leaving behind a villainous legacy that still feels impossible to replace. Stefano remains unforgettable because Mascolo made evil grand, theatrical, intelligent, terrifying, and strangely magnetic. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Joseph Mascolo became forever linked to Stefano's rivalry with the Bradys and Hortons, his control over the DiMera family, and his ability to turn identity, loyalty, and even death into pieces on a board. His Stefano DiMera endures because villainy in his hands felt majestic. Lexi Carver is one of Salem's most emotionally divided characters in Days of Our Lives, a doctor, wife, mother, and DiMera daughter caught between compassion and legacy. Played by Renee Jones, born in 1958, she became closely associated with the role beginning in the 1990s. In 2026, Renee Jones is 68. Lexi remains moving because Jones made moral conflict feel quiet, painful, restrained, and deeply human. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Renee Jones stepped away from acting after her long run, leaving Lexi's marriage to Abe Carver and her connection to Stefano DiMera as one of Salem's most powerful emotional contrasts. Her Lexi Carver endures because goodness becomes more fragile when darkness is part of the bloodline. Steve Johnson, better known as Patch, is one of Salem's great wounded romantics in Days of Our Lives, the rough-edged hero whose toughness is really armor. Played by Stephen Nichols, born in 1951 in Cincinnati, Ohio, he was 34 when he first appeared in 1985. In 2026, Stephen Nichols is 75. Steve remains iconic because Nichols made roughness feel wounded, loyalty feel hard-earned, and love feel redemptive without making the character polished or simple. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Stephen Nichols became forever tied to Steve's love story with Kayla Brady, where softness met damage and did not erase it. His Patch endures because soap masculinity works best when strength and vulnerability are allowed to exist together. Carrie Brady is one of the sincere but complicated women of Days of Our Lives, a character shaped by Salem's tangled family histories and romantic heartbreak. Played for many years by Christy Clark, born in 1973, she was still a child when she took over the role in 1986. In 2026, Christy Clark is 53. Carrie remains memorable because Clark made innocence grow into resilience, giving her warmth, confusion, loyalty, and the pain of trying to do the right thing in a world built on impossible choices. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Christy Clark became tied to Carrie's connections with Roman Brady, Anna DiMera, Sammy, Austin, Mike, and years of emotional conflict. Her Carrie Brady endures because romantic heartbreak feels stronger when the character still wants to believe in goodness. Roman Brady is one of Salem's dependable men of duty in Days of Our Lives, a police officer and Brady family figure trying to hold order in a town where order rarely lasts. Played by Josh Taylor, born in 1943 in Princeton, Illinois, he first joined the show in 1977 as Chris Kosacek, before later taking over the role of Roman Brady in 1997. In 2026, Josh Taylor is 83. Roman remains important because Taylor made steadiness feel familiar, lived in, and necessary inside Salem's endless chaos. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Josh Taylor's long history with the show gives Roman extra texture, connecting him to family crises, law enforcement, romantic history, and the shadow of identity confusion around John Black and Marlena. His Roman Brady endures because duty under pressure still matters. Brady Black is a Days of Our Lives leading man shaped by inheritance, addiction, romance, and the heavy emotional history of Salem's most powerful families. Played by Eric Martsolf, born in 1971 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, he took over the role in 2008. In 2026, Eric Martsolf is 55. Brady remains compelling because Martsolf made privilege feel wounded, recovery feel unfinished, and love feel tangled with relapse, family conflict, and destructive choices. Beyond Days of Our Lives, Eric Martsolf became closely tied to Brady's connections with John Black, Marlena, Victor Kiriakis, and years of business and romantic turmoil. His Brady Black endures because he is always trying to become better than his worst pattern, and that struggle remains worth watching. Mickey Horton is part of the original moral structure of Days of Our Lives, the lawyer whose steadiness helped define the Horton family's early foundation. Played by John Clark, born in 1931 in South Bend, Indiana, he was 34 when the series began in 1965. He passed away in 2019, at 88, leaving behind a legacy of quiet sincerity and tested decency. Mickey remains memorable because Clark made principle feel human, wounded, and still worth believing in, even when Salem brought him pain. Beyond Days of Our Lives, John Clark remained closely tied to Mickey's long emotional journey, including his relationship with Maggie and his struggles with marriage, identity, and mental health. His Mickey Horton endures because decency in Salem was never easy, but it mattered. Salem may be fictional, but the memories it gave viewers are deeply real. Through the Horton family's warmth, the Brady family's loyalty, the DeMera's darkness, and decades of weddings, betrayals, miracles, and goodbyes, Days of Our Lives became part of people's daily lives. Some stars are still with us, some stepped away from the screen, and many beloved faces are sadly gone, but their stories still echo through Salem. If this journey brought back memories, please like, subscribe, and stay with Hollywood 1960s TV, where the legends of the Golden Age live on.